Hi guys, it's Chloe here. Today I'm going to do my August TBRs. I am pretty much an eclectic reader that I love reading all types of things, and you're really going to see that in my TBRs for the month of August. The first one that's on my list, I'm waiting for it to arrive this week. I ordered Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen as part of the Ostentatious Book Club that's being put on by Zoe at Read by Zoe. I'll have links to Zoe's video about the book club down below, as well as a link to her Goodreads club for the book club. It's going to be a 6-month book club, and every month we're going to read a different Jane Austen book, and we're going to also have fun and watch 2 Jane Austen movies. One will be at the end of the month, it'll be an adaptation from that specific book. And then we will also have another movie like mid-month that will be either inspired by that book or just Jane Austen themed. So it sounds like a lot of fun. I've never read Jane Austen. I haven't really delved into the classics beyond what I did in school. I think this is a perfect excuse to read the book. And when I shared this with my grandma over text message, because she lives in New York and I'm in Texas at the moment, she was very excited and she thought this was very cool. So she said she's going to read the books the same time as me, and me and her are going to text back and forth about the books. So it's kind of fun. My grandmother is deaf, so we do all of our communication over text message, which is really, really cool and a lot of fun. And maybe someday I will get her on Goodreads. This book I'm so excited for because it's my favorite author, Molly Harper. This book is called Where the Wild Things Bite by Molly Harper. This is her newest release. It came out last week, and I actually went to the bookstore and bought it the day that it came out because I was so excited she had a new book out. This is set in the town of Half Moon Hollow, where Jane Jameson is, and Jane Jameson is the main character in the Half Moon Hollow series, like Good Girls Don't Bite Their Neighbors and things like that, which, if you guys watched my other video, is a series that really got me back into reading towards the end of graduate school. It was just the fun relaxation that I needed. Jane Jameson in Half Moon Hollow, she owns a rare occult bookstore. So in this book here, which is a spin-off, and the spin-offs have been really fun, Anna, who is a rare book expert, is traveling to Half Moon Hollow with an exceptionally rare book to hand deliver to Jane. So what is this book that she's delivering? Why is it so important? I'm very curious. Her plane crashes in some marshlands down south, and one of the other survivors from the plane crash is a vampire. And they have to team up to get out of these woods together. Her characters are always very witty. I always laugh when I'm reading her books. If you're out in public and you're reading her books, you'll get kind of some looks because she will just sit there and laugh out loud while you're reading. Next up is The Secrets of Flight by Molly Leffler. This book I just happened to stumble upon while I was in the bookstore, just kind of browsing around, wasting some time looking for something to read. The cover really caught my eye. I really have a lot of fun with historical books, and this one just sounded really, really interesting. So you can see on this one, World War II era plane, and then we have the woman here. And this book is a mix of the past and the present. Mary is part of a writing group, and a young lady joins the group who reminds Mary of herself when she was younger. So she enlists this young girl, Elise, to write her memoir for her. She was a female fighter pilot in World War II, and she has not been back home since the war ended. So it's kind of intriguing. You know, how did she get into being a fighter pilot in World War II? I don't even know the history behind fighter pilots in World War II, so I'm going to have to hit up my grandma on that one because she's a huge history buff, and see, you know, I'm wondering if she went undercover, or was there an actual unit of these female pilots, kind of like there were groups of other special pilots and things like that. Why didn't she go home? What happened? Did something happen she's ashamed of? Is it just the traumas of war, which also interests me as a psychologist, the impact of the war on a woman in that time frame fighting in a war as well, because the place was more at home, but that's also an era when things really changed for women, showing that they could do more, that they were strong on their own. So this book fascinates me on multiple levels. I'm very interested to read it. This book is called In the After by Demetria Lunetta. God, I just love that name. It sounds cool. I love her name. I don't know why. This book I've actually had on my shelf for quite a while, and I just kept forgetting about it because I kept having to read things for work and for school. So I'm finally going to dive into this. This right here is probably about the thickest book that I can pretty much handle print form with my wrist and everything. So we'll see how I survive with this book. It follows the story of Amy, and we're invaded by something. We don't know what. They're just referred to as them. So I'm interested to see, what is them? Is them aliens? Is it monsters? What is it? Amy survives the initial wave or attack and rescues a little girl, and they survive on their own for a while, and then they're discovered by a survivors colony and taken into the colony. Once they get there, things aren't what they seem, and she needs to escape. So this just kind of fascinates me. My last TBR, and I'm hoping I get to read all of these. I have like a 2-week break in school, but I might be having surgery during then, so we'll see if my brain is functional. I'll find out next week when surgery is. The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware. I saw this book reviewed on Bookable's channel, and it's just like, yeah, that just sounds really, really good, because I love a good mystery. I don't like anything where you have really gory violence and things like that. And this is also a hardcover, which is cool. I haven't read a hardcover in quite a while, so that is like another fun, exciting thing. And the cover on this, the rain droplets and water are actually embossed onto the cover, and it just has this really cool feel. Like it just kind of takes you into the book. It's one thing that I do love from having an actual paper copy of a book, is that tactile feel. This book is about a female travel writer, and she gets booked passage on this small like boutique cruise ship. It's like one of the small pleasure cruisers. One night she hears a struggle up in the cabin above her and sees a woman being thrown overboard. However, when she goes to report this, everybody is accounted for on the ship. So now she wants to solve this mystery because she knows she's not crazy. She knows what she saw, and someone is trying to hide the truth. And who is in on this? Why are so many people lying to her? What is really happening here? Now she's in close quarters with a killer or killers. So it sounds really fun, and I'm super excited to dive into it. Thank you guys for watching. Hit subscribe down below so you don't miss any of the future videos. That would be awesome. If you're interested in any of the books that I mentioned today, I will also have links down there for you guys on where to find those books. And I hope you have a wonderful month, and I will be touching base with you guys soon. Bye!